Yeah, yesterday we continued demo session and today also it is on demo at this time. Demo at this time. Yeah. We are in web UI programming. Yeah. Today also I'll continue like demo only. Here web UI programming. Yesterday I gave introduction to the 3 topics. One second. Yeah. Here we are in UI. In this UI, we are going to learn that list of all topics are here. HTML 4 and 5. Second topic here, CSS 2 and 3. Third topic here, it is JavaScript. Here, JavaScript. And the fourth one here, it is jQuery. Then fifth one here, it is Ajax. Sixth one, responsive design. Here, seventh one will be here, Bootstrap. Eighth one will be here, lessons as programming. Ninth one here it is project. 10th one here it is exam. Okay, so totally I'm going to cover these all topics. Duration of my content will be here 2 months. Next 2 months I'm going to continue on all these topics. Okay, here I'm continuing on UI. UI means user interface. Here this user interactive page we can create it by this list of all topics. In the demo session today I'll continue on basic session, starting introduction to each topic. First, what is UI and what is the use of each topic? I'll explain to you in this. Here, UI means it is a user interface. We can create user interactive page by learning that list of all topics are here. Here, web UI. UI means it is a user interface. This user interactive page, we can create it here by turning this list of all topics are here. Here, HTML. So first UI, when you enter any URL in the browser. Suppose if you are entering here google.com, you can see that here Google homepage. You can see one Google homepage. Once you click search option here, your data will be redirected to server. Here, once you click search option here, your data will be redirected to server. Here I'm clicking on the search option for my program. So once I click search, my data will be redirected to server connected to database. Here it is input is going to the server connecting to database back to server. Server will give you within few seconds of time, it will give you resultant page for us. So in this resultant page, you can see here all the list of links. Whatever search you are doing here in the search, Google search, it will go to the server connected to database. Here it is the server programming and here it is a database program. So always front end will connect to server. That resultant page is a UI. Starting page is also a UI page. Here starting page is a UI page. This is server page. This is also a server page. Okay. Here UI is connecting with the server connecting to database. This is all about the user interactive page. Okay. In this, here 3-tier architecture. We are following 3-tier architecture. That is MVC. M here it is model view controller. Here, model view controller architecture, generally we will follow to design our output. To design our application, we are following model view controller architecture. Here, model part is by our server program. Controller part is also by our server programming. server programming. Here view part is our UI programming. UI programming we are using here to generate this view part. We are following here model view controller architecture. Here model part is by server program, controller part is by server program, view part is by UI program. In this model view controller architecture, we are generating only the view part of our application. Only view part we are developing here. Only view part we are developing here. View here, it is a user interface. In this, if you want to be a UI developer, you have to create, you have to learn this list of all topics, all are this, and along with that, any one of the framework. Here, any one of the JavaScript related framework we have to learn. That JavaScript related framework here it is. Here, JavaScript framework. Here, the JavaScript framework here it is Angular or Node.js or Vue.js. Here or React.js. Here, like this, any one of the server programming, if you learn it, then only you can be called as framework level developer. If you want to be a framework level developer, so this is not comes under this 2 months. In this UI programming, we are learning only this part, it is for the next 2 months. And Monday to Friday, I'll take topic session. Saturdays, I'll continue on project session. Saturday, I'll continue on the project session. In that project session, I'll explain how to work out with all the projects, how to develop our application with that project. I'll explain to you. Here, UI means user interface. Here, UI means it is a user interface. In this user interactive page, we are learning here all these list of topics. Along with that, one framework. Here, if you learn any one framework, then you can apply for the position of front-end developer. You can apply for the position of front-end developer if you complete all these topics along with that one framework. Everywhere. So, Java side, if you want to be a server-side developer, you can go with Java. Java side, Angular, Spring, Spring Boot, Hibernate, all you can learn it. That comes under Java related frameworks. And .NET related frameworks. PHP, Laravels and frameworks. And here Python, so Python related frameworks. Like this, etc., we can use it as our server programs. UI connected to server, server connected to database. Databases are here, Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server, MongoDB, etc., all comes under databases. Here UI connected to server, server connected to database, database back to server, server will give you UI page for us. This is totally 3-tier architecture. In this, in this 3-tier architecture, model view controller part, here 3 team of developers will be there. One is web UI developers who want to develop the UI programming. They called as web UI developers. Here, who want to learn that second one here, server side developers who want to work out with the server side programming, they called as server side developers. Third one, database developers who know database part. Here, database developers who know database part, they called as database developers. So 3 team of developers will work for one single application, UI developer, server side developer, database developers. Here, who know UI programming, they called as UI developers. Who know server programming, they called as server side developer. Who know databases, they called as database developers. So 3 team of developers will work for one single application. Here, in this time, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Ajax, Bootstrap, all these things, we will learn it here under our programming. HTML is a hypertext markup language. Here, CSS, it is cascading style sheet. JavaScript, it's a framework. Here, jQuery is an external library of JavaScript. Ajax, here it is a asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Responsive design, here how to make our application as responsive. Like that, you will learn brief information about the all topics in today's session. and I'll explain how to install VS Code into our system, how to write our first program in the VS Code. I'll explain to you. Up to now, I gave introduction to all topics, what all involving in a web page. In that, where we are, in that web page, we are in the front end side. So we are not comes under server side developers. We are not comes under database developers. We are comes under only server side developers. Okay. Here in this front end programming, if you check any website here, suppose if you check facebook.com, you can see that here Facebook application. This Facebook application, whatever you can see here, this is one UI page. If you right click inspect element on this, here, if you right click inspect element on this, you can see here doc type HTML head and body. Doc type HTML head and body is the standard code of HTML. Here itself, you can see here doc type HTML head and body is the standard code of HTML. Suppose if you remove the body tag, see, you cannot see any output. Once you refresh, all will back. Here, this is one URL, Control C copy. Here in this URL, front end, our UI part, here UI part is connecting with the server part, that is PHP. PHP is connecting with the database. So 3 team of developers are working here. One is UI developer, server side developer, database developers. Here UI developer, server side developer, database developer. 3 team of developers are working here for developing one single application. We are working on only the front end part. See, if you check one more website here, Oracle create account page. Here, this is also one standard code. You can find it here, doc type HTML head and body. And this, here you can see one UI page here for creating our account with the Oracle website. This is one URL. Control C copy. You can check it here. This is one URL. Here, this is one URL. It is connecting with UI. Here, UI connecting with the Java page. Java connecting with the database. Databases may be Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server, any database we can use. Here, in this time, UI programming we are learning here. UI means user interface. To create this user interactive page, we have to follow some standard structure. See, if you right click inspect element, doc type HTML head and body is the standard code. If you don't write the head tag here, you can see the skeleton of the web page, but you cannot see any proper alignment for this. You can see skeleton of the web page, but you cannot see any alignment for this. Here, once you refresh, all will back. Okay, once you refresh, all will back. Here, doc type HTML head and body is the standard code. If you don't write the head section, you cannot see any proper alignment. If you don't write the body section, you cannot see any content here. See, I removed the body tag. You cannot see any output here. So once you refresh it, all will back. Here, this is the output for our application. So in this time, see, if you once you submit your application form, your data will be redirected to servers. Here, that server page is JSP, Java server page. See, basic standard code for our UI programming here, it is, it is completely tag-based programming, doc type, HTML, here itself, HTML start and close, here head start and close and body start and close, head and body tag you can see. Here, under this head section, you can see here style tag and the script tag. Style tag, we use it here for JavaScript code. Script tag, we use it here for writing JavaScript. Style tag is for CSS. This one, we use it here for writing CSS code. This one, we use it here for writing JavaScript code. Okay. Here in this time, doc type HTML head and body is the standard code here. In this HTML head and body tag we are writing here. Under this doc type HTML head and body we are writing here. Under this CSS JavaScript code we will write it here in this program. CSS code and JavaScript code we can write it under this. Here style tag is for CSS, script tag is for JavaScript. Style tag we are using here for CSS code, script tag we are using here for writing JavaScript. Here this way we can develop our application with our programming. Style tag and the script tag we are using here to develop this type of output. So now in this programming, here HTML. So here this is what here completely HTML output. HTML is a tag-based program. That is our first topic. Till now, we discussed introduction part of our title, UI. Now it is the first topic, HTML. HTML is a hypertext markup language. Here itself, it is a hypertext markup language. Here, markup language. Markup means it is a tag-based programming. Tag-based programming. Here tag is nothing but it's an instruction to the browser. Tag is nothing but it's a instruction browser. We can give all our instructions to the browser in the form of tags. Here the tag name will write like this, the tag name will close like this. This is what here one is pair tag. Here this is what only we call it as pair tag. And second one here it is unpaired tag. That unpaired tag, we will write the tag name. Here itself will close it. This is unpaired tag. Here, pair and unpaired tag, we can write it for our program. Okay. Here, HTML is completely a tag-based programming. Tag is nothing but instruction to the browser. We can give all our instructions to the browser in the form of tags. Here, completely we will learn it here, how to write our all the tags. See here, for this button, we will use one tag. For the paragraph, for anchor tag, for every input element, we will use separate tag. See here, anchor tag is one tag. After this, button. See here, one TRDD. Under this, you can see here one button. Here, input type button or a button tag, something we use it. Here it is anchor tag. Anchor tag we are using here to redirect to submit our application form to the here that server page. Here this type of development we can do it by our UI program. Here this type of development we can do it with our UI program. Here I'm explaining here UI. In this, because of this HTML, we can create here completely skeleton of the web page. Basic skeleton of the web page, we can create it with this HTML. Basic skeleton part of the web page. Here, basic skeleton part of the web page, we can create it with this HTML. So now you can see that here, basic skeleton part of the web page is by HTML. Here, now you can see that here, HTML is a hypertext markup language. Because of this HTML, we can create here skeleton part of web page. So web page basic skeleton part, we can create it with this HTML. Means we can write input type button. So by that we can write one button for our program. We can write button for our program by input type button. Here buttons, radio buttons, check boxes, here drop down list. Same way here drop down list and paragraphs. Here division of the web page by div tag. Like this we will use it here so many times. Because of this you can create basic skeleton part of our application. Basic skeleton part of the web page we can create it with this HTML. Second topic of our content here it is CSS. What we can do it with this CSS. Check it. Here with this CSS we can create here alignment of our application. Alignment and colorful structure of a web page. See here, CSS. CSS, here it is cascading style sheet. Here, cascading style sheet. It is mainly used for creating style part of web page. Style part of the web page, we can create it with this CSS. We can write it here, background colors, borders, text related styles, text alignment, text decoration, font related style, font family, all. We can write it, etc. by this CSS. Because of CSS only, we can do here completely alignment for our application. Complete application development, we can do it with the CSS. HTML is creating basic skeleton part of the web page. Style part of the web page is by CSS. Not only styles, we can write it here, alignment of our application, alignment of the web page, and colorful structure of the web page. All we can do it with the CSS. Check it. Check any website here. See, if you want to change the button color or anchor tag color, any background color of this anchor tag here, it is like this. See, I'm changing the anchor tag color. Here, that create account button color, I'm changing here. Check it. See, this way you can write it here. Whatever color you want it, you can write it here. This is because of CSS. Here, this half code is HTML, this half code is CSS. So whatever changes we want to do it, that we can do it with this. Here, whatever changes we want it, those all changes, we can easily do it with this. Here with this CSS. Suppose if you remove the CSS part for our application, here if you remove the CSS part for this application, you cannot see any proper alignment. Suppose if I remove the head tag here, see, if you remove the head tag here, so you cannot see any proper alignment for this. Here, I'm removing the head tag. See here, no background color, nothing. Directly it is displaying output like this. Here, bottom line here. So whatever application you are developing here, for this, here, whatever application we are developing here, for this, I can easily develop my output like this. Here, I'm using here HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Ajax, Bootstrap, everything I can show you. So in this time, so whatever application you can develop it here, that application we can easily develop it by our programming. Here, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Ajax, Bootstrap, lesson size, all the topics I'll use it to develop our application. Here in this time, CSS is giving alignment for our application. CSS of the application, we can easily develop it. Here, CSS for our application, we can easily develop it by here CSS. CSS for our application, easily develop it to align our content. Box, password, drop down list, checkbox, everything it is by HTML. With center alignment here, center alignment, background colors, borders, text related styles, here background color, font size, font color, all by CSS. Here, one is HTML, one is CSS. Next, third one here it is JavaScript. Here only inside the HTML page only we will write that JavaScript code. Here only we can write it here, that JavaScript code, that is our third topic of our content. Every class I'll explain to you topic related recording I'll upload it in OneDrive, and topic related one real-time example I'll give you as task. I'll show you how to implement it in the real time in the project session. And exam time, you will understand how to use how much topic you have learned in that, how much syllabus you have learned, that you can check it by the exam. By project session, how to use this particular topic in the real time, that you will understand by the exam. Here, JavaScript is one of our topic here. In this JavaScript topic, here JavaScript is a client-side scripting language. It's a client-side scripting language. Here, client side, here it is browser executable programming. Browser executable programming only, we call it as JavaScript. JavaScript is a client side scripting language. It's a browser executable programming. So what is the use of it? Suppose if you are submitting your application form, see, I'm submitting. See, if I submit my application form, immediately I'm getting all error messages. See here, email address required, password required, retype password required. Like this, I'm getting all error messages. Validation. So browser executable programming. And here you will learn here functionality of a web page. Functionality of web page, we can create it with this JavaScript. And validation of the application form, cookie creations, animations, here local storage, session storage. Here, like this, you will learn it here under JavaScript. Under JavaScript, you will learn it here how to use these all topics in the real time. How to use this list of topics in the real time, that you will understand under this JavaScript. JavaScript is adding functionality to our application. Here, JavaScript, it will add it here, functionality to our application and validation of the application form. Most of the cases, validation of the application form, generally we can create it with this JavaScript. Because of JavaScript, we can easily implement functionality to our application. Completely functions and functionality of a web page, we can easily develop it by this JavaScript. Next one here, JavaScript, it will add it here, functionality to our application. That functionality here, it is validation of the application form. Here, that validations, we can generally develop it by this JavaScript. Next, fourth topic of our content here, it is jQuery. jQuery code also, we will write it under this script tag. Here, jQuery. jQuery is nothing but it's an external library of JavaScript. It's an external library of JavaScript. We call it as jQuery. So here you can find it here under this jQuery only. You can find it here jQuery 3.7.1.js. You can find it here jQuery validation.js. You can find it here jQuery ripple.js. Here you can, like this, you can find so many jQuery files. jQuery is nothing but it's an external library. Because of that, you can easily develop our application with this. Here, we can easily develop our application with this jQuery. jQuery is nothing but it's a validation of the application form. Because of this jQuery, we can easily develop our application and we can easily write our code. So how it will be helpful? Check it. Here I'm using jQuery UI.js. See here, draggable. I can drag to any place like this. This is a draggable effect. Here, droppable. See, I can drag it and drop it into any place. This is droppable. Here, resizable. See here, it is resizable effect. Resizable. Here it is selectable. See, I can select it. See, this type of effect, you no need to write the backside of total code. You can directly use that jQuery file here. See, the selectable one, if you select it here, see, we are adding one external jQuery file here, that is jQuery UI.js. We are adding one of the external jQuery here, that is jQuery UI.js. After adding that jQuery UI.js, you can find it here selectable. Selectable is the method. This method code is already written in the jQuery UI.js. So it is a ready-made JavaScript file. Ready-made JavaScript file is the jQuery. jQuery is an external library. Here it is a jQuery. It is an external library of JavaScript. You can directly develop your application with this jQuery. Next one here it is. After this jQuery, we can go for fourth topic of our content here. It is Ajax. Here Ajax, it is an external. Here it is a asynchronous. Here asynchronous JavaScript and XML. It is a asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Means it is JavaScript only, but it is it is a combination with XML. jQuery is nothing but JavaScript external library. Ajax here it is it is also asynchronous JavaScript. Asynchronous means if you are submitting your application form, that time your application will be redirected to server. So whenever your application is redirected to server, so you will get the response of your server. So here this time what happened here without here this time what happened here it is client will send the request to server, server has to give their response. Client is sending the request to server, server has to give their response. In this time, so what happened here without, so this time what it is happening here without refreshing, here without redirection. Without redirection and without refreshment, if you get the output for our application, that one only we call it as without refreshment and without redirection. If you get output for our application, that one only we call it as Ajax. Here, Ajax is nothing but it's asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Here in this time, you will understand here without redirection, without refreshment, if you get output for our application, that one only we call it as Ajax. Here, Ajax is a asynchronous process. Without redirection, without refreshment, you will get output for our application. Here, without redirection, without refreshment, you will get output for our application. That one only we call it as Ajax. Here, in this time, this Ajax here it is without redirection, without refreshment. Okay, without redirection and without refreshment, if you get output for our application, that one only we call it as Ajax. Here in this time, it is a asynchronous JavaScript. Suppose if you check one Union Bank site here, Union Bank site here, in this time, so without redirection, you will get output. See here, if you check this chatting window, whatever they are entering here, so whatever they are asking here, we will click on it. Just click on English. Here, all menus. I want to know about rate of interest. Here on the deposits, rate of interest. And that too, here, back to the main menu, click here for redirection. See, it is completely redirecting me. Here, once it is redirect and got the output here, this is synchronous call. Asynchronous means without redirection, we are getting output. In this chatting window, if I click for main menu, so without redirection, it is giving main menu. If I click on other services, see, within few seconds, it will give you all other services. So without redirection, without refreshment, if you get output for our application, that is Ajax. With redirection, with refreshment, if you get output for our application, that is asynchronous. Here, in this time, it is asynchronous JavaScript and XML. It is not a synchronous process. Here, without redirection, without refreshment, if you get output for our application, this is what here Ajax. With redirection, with refreshment, if you get output, that is synchronous call. Okay, so in this time, Ajax time, menu bar is comes under synchronous. Chatting window is comes under asynchronous. Menu bar time, whatever menu you are clicking, that menu completely it will redirect and it will display that output. But if you write it here without redirection, if you want to get the output for your program, that it is possible. Here without redirection, if you get the output, if you want to get the output for your program, that it is possible by asynchronous call. Here that asynchronous call here it is Ajax. Asynchronous call is comes under Ajax. Ajax is a asynchronous call without redirection, without refreshment. You will get output for our application, that is Ajax. Here, next one. Here, one more content I'm going to cover, that is Bootstrap. Bootstrap, it's a framework. Here, Bootstrap is a framework of HTML, CSS, JavaScript. It's a framework of HTML, CSS, JavaScript. It's a ready-made architecture. It is just like jQuery only, but it is a combination of HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So you can add it here, bootstrap min.css file, bootstrap min.js file. By that, you can directly develop your application with this bootstrap. Here, in this time, so you can easily develop your application with this bootstrap. Bootstrap is a framework. It's a ready-made architecture. You can easily develop your application with this bootstrap. Here, up to now, I explained here. So, Bootstrap, Ajax, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, jQuery. Next one here it is lessons as and responsive design. Last two topics. Here, lessons as time you will understand here how to make our application. It is a super set of CSS. CSS only, but something extra in CSS, that is what here lessons is. CSS only, but something extra in CSS, that we call it as lessons. Here, lessons as is nothing but it's a super set of CSS. It's a super set of CSS. Okay, responsive design time, you will understand here how to design our application for mobile phone, tablet, desktop. Here, mobile, tablet, desktop. In all different resolution, how to develop our application, that you will understand under responsive design. 1 second.
Hello, Swetha.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, this is all clear, Swetha. But one doubt here. So no
Yes.
framework is covering in this classes, right?
Sorry.
No framework is covering, right?
Yeah, not with a framework. It is only basic UI.
Okay. If I want to learn any framework, then we have to choose another class, or any combination classes will be provided.
Framework class is different. Different
Okay.
person is conducting framework class. So I'm conducting UI basic course. From my side, UI course, and another person for framework classes.
Oh, okay.
Are you looking for framework?
Not like that. I was just thinking whether framework is also covered from this.
Actually, we both are continuing. After one class, they'll provide the another class. Parallelly, we are both
Okay,
continuing.
in continuation with this, huh?
Yeah, continue. If you want, you can continue. Find the batch timing, and if you are comfortable, you can continue.
Okay, okay.
Okay, parallelly, it is going on. Along with my classes, his classes also going on.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. So, but two persons. From my side, UI, from his side, framework.
Oh, fine, fine.
Okay. So React is I think React is teaching.
Okay. Is it already ongoing?
No, I don't know about that. You can contact. They shared one number in the chat window, right?
Yes,
So that
yes.
that one you can contact and find the information.
Okay,
In
okay.
this
Thank you.
class, I'll explain all topics, topic wise programs, programs wise one project, and topic wise one exam. Like that, I'll continue. Okay.
Okay.
Next 2
And you
months of
said
course.
every
Yes.
every Saturday one project will be conducted, right?
Yes. Almost not every Saturday, but alternatively, I'll conduct one Saturday project, one Saturday exam.
Oh,
See,
okay.
see this drive I created for your batch. In this
Mm-hmm.
documents folder, I'm uploading everyday class related documents. Here, paint file, I'm uploading everyday class paint files. Programs, everyday class programs, I'm uploading here in the programs folder. In recordings, everyday class recordings, I'm uploading in the recordings folder. Like this, I'm
Okay.
maintaining my class.
Okay.
Okay. So this way only I'm continuing all my class. Here documents, paint file, programs, recordings. So like that, I'm continuing all my class. In this only, I'm taking all my recordings, and you can get it once I give this drive access to you. You will get everyday information. Whenever I upload it, you will get that information about my class record. Okay, and
Okay.
weekend test folder also I'll upload here. In that weekend test question paper and answer sheet I'll upload here. And
Okay. Is it a beginner level class?
yeah, beginner level class only. Who are not
Okay.
aware of anything, they can learn this course.
Okay.
Are you looking for beginner class or a
Oh,
high?
no, intermediate level I'm searching for.
Both will be there. Both will be there, but depends on the student. Depends on the student
Mm-hmm.
faculty.
Okay.
Every course depends on the students only. Uh, Beginning to higher level. All type of coding I'll explain to
Okay. From these topics you have covered, I'm just aware of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript,
you.
and few other things. This is first time for me.
Okay.
Ajax and
Yeah,
others.
yeah. Today I continued only on the introduction part of all the topics. Okay, actually I planned
Hmm.
for installation procedure of VS Code and configuring our system with this content and execution of the first program I planned. But as of now, I'm stopping. Tomorrow I'll show you installation procedure at 8 o'clock. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll
Hmm.
continue with the first program, second program, third program. Like that, I'll continue all HTML4 topic from tomorrow. So 2 days of
Okay.
completed yesterday and today. So you can join from tomorrow onwards, a regular session at 8:30. But link may change. So ask the organizer for the link. They shared one number in the chat window. Note down that number and contact them. They'll let you know my next class link. Okay. And
Hmm.
every regular session will be at 8:30 to 9:30. Okay.
Okay.
So it will be 8 p.m. But Thursday onwards, I'll continue at 8:30 to 9:30.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I
Yes.
can see only I'm only the person in this video or meeting, right? So will it be continued with the same persons?
Already demos are completed for few students. They'll join with you from Thursday or tomorrow 8:30.
Oh, fine, fine then.
Any other doubts?
Nothing, Shweta. That's clear for me.
Okay then. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow at 8 o'clock for the continuation of syllabus. But before coming
Okay.
to the class, confirm your registration and complete, try to get this drive access.
Okay.